Sentry vs Martian Manhunter, the most underrated powerhouses clash. Ever wondered what would happen if two of the most underrated powerhouses in comic history went head-to-head? Today, we're about to pit Marvel's Sentry against DC's Martian Manhunter. They might not always be in the mainstream spotlight, but they are absolute beasts in their universes. So, who exactly are these guys? On one side, we've got Sentry, aka Robert Reynolds, from Marvel Comics. A man with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. On the other side, we've got Martian Manhunter, or J'onn J'onzz, from DC Comics. A Martian with an insane array of abilities. These two are incredibly powerful but often fly under the radar compared to heroes like Superman or Thor. We'll break down their backstories, explore their incredible powers, and then imagine what would happen if these two titans clashed. Let's dive right in. The Sentry. If you're not familiar with him, picture this. Robert Reynolds was just an ordinary guy battling addiction issues. One day, he breaks into a lab and ingests a mysterious serum. Suddenly, he becomes the Sentry, gaining godlike powers. The serum gave him the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. He becomes one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe. Sentry's story is filled with ups and downs. He made his debut in the Sentry miniseries. Later on, he played significant roles in story arcs like Dark Avengers and Siege. Powers and abilities of Sentry. Let's geek out over Sentry's powers. His physical abilities are off the charts. He's lifted enormous weights, flown at incredible speeds, and taken hits that would flatten most superheroes. But that's not all. He can manipulate energy, emitting light and energy blasts that pack a punch. Sentry has insane regenerative abilities. He's pretty much immortal because he can regenerate from almost anything. There's the Void, Sentry's dark alter ego, representing his negative traits. Switching gears, let's talk about Martian Manhunter. J'onn J'onzz is one of the last survivors of the Martian race. His story kicks off when a scientist on Earth, Dr. Ertl, accidentally transports J'onn to Earth. Stranded on a new planet, J'onn decides to make the best of it and takes on the role of a superhero. Martian Manhunter has been involved in some epic storylines. As a founding member of the Justice League, he faced off against villains like Despero and Dr. Destiny. Powers and abilities of Martian Manhunter. Ready for this list? It's extensive. Physically, he rivals Superman in many ways. But his real shine is mental abilities. Martian Manhunter is one of the most powerful telepaths in the DC universe. He's a master of shape-shifting, can become intangible, and has Martian vision, which is kind of like Superman's heat vision. But he has a vulnerability to fire. It's both a physical and psychological weakness. Comparative analysis. So we've got two insanely powerful beings with a laundry list of abilities. Physical strength and durability are a close call. Martian Manhunter has the edge in mental abilities. Sentry's energy manipulation and regenerative abilities are huge advantages. Sentry struggles with his own mind and is vulnerable to psychic attacks. Martian Manhunter is weak against fire. If Sentry can exploit that, it could tip the scales. It could be a chess match. Battle scenario. Let's imagine the battle. We'll choose a neutral battleground, an uninhabited cityscape at night. Sentry might start with energy blasts. Martian Manhunter might use his powers to evade. They engage, and Sentry unleashes powerful energy beams. At a critical moment, Sentry could use his energy manipulation to create intense heat and flames. But Martian Manhunter could shape-shift into multiple forms, confuse Sentry, and use his telepathy to calm Sentry's mind. The battle is a series of epic exchanges, pushing each other to their limits. There are turning points, a roller coaster. Who would come out on top in this titanic clash? Sentry's raw power is almost unparalleled, but Martian Manhunter's mental prowess could charm Sentry's instability. The Void adds unpredictability. Sentry could exploit J'onn's weakness to fire. But J'onn's telepathy could allow him to incapacitate Sentry without prolonged physical battle. J'onn's versatility and strategic abilities may turn the tide. Audience engagement. What do you all think? Do you agree that Martian Manhunter would clinch the victory, or would Sentry's overwhelming power prevail? Let's get a conversation going in the comments. Thanks for hanging out today and nerding out over these incredible characters. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. We've got more exciting stuff coming up. Stay super, everyone.